Hello, this is Ariana Antonio with MDF3 1408, and this is my week 3 project review. For this week, we worked with widgets, so we had to create a widget that could be added to the home screen, had to have some sort of dynamically updating information, and had an activity that launched when you add it to the home screen to create some configurations. So the main thing that's different that we know we've done before is creating this widget provider, which specifically tells the sort of the functionality of the widget, and most of the stuff went into the on update so that you tell it how often to update, and every time it updates it fires this code, which basically tells it to loop through here and display for my app a different book title. So actually I can go ahead and run the widget. I'll run it here, and then I'll open the rubric. Alright, so here's the widget, and I can go ahead and drag it and add it to my home screen. And then it pops up with my configuration options. So I can go ahead and input my name, and then choose a color for the title text. I'll go with white and save it. And then it's going to create the widget on my home screen with that information. So it put my name in here from what I put in the configuration. It made this title text white based on my selection. And so here's the actual widget. And then you can see that there's an intent right here that launches an activity. I'll go ahead and use my browser app from last month. And it brings up the Amazon page for that very slowly. It brings up the Amazon page for that book. And so the intent, or the widget, is set to update once an hour, and it'll go to the next book in the list, and that book will then have, or this link in here updates so that it will go to the Amazon link for that book. And then the color and the name are being stored into shared preferences. So when this does update, it keeps your name and it keeps the color rather than setting them to what the defaults are. So let's see, you saw the configuration with the two options. It launches the activity, it does the intent, and opens up a browser activity with the book. Oh, it is resizable, so you can do it vertically if you want to see more of the book, I guess, or horizontally. If, say, you end up with a really long book title in there, you might want to, or if your name is really long or something, you might want to make that a little bit wider. Let's see, persistent. So yes, I mean, I'm not going to close this and open it. Well, I suppose I could. But anyway, so this does save. Or keep it stored in there so that it will still say House of Leaves and your name and the color and stuff when you open it back up again. And then yeah, it updates every hour. Tried to make it pretty-ish, and I'm assuming the activity it launches is the Amazon link with the explicit intent. So that's pretty much it for that. And then what would I do differently? I would have liked to have done the extra credit and added the navigation so that you can cycle back and forth between the next book and the previous book, but I didn't really have time to implement that, unfortunately. Few things that you could use more clarification. This is, fairly simple. Once, things got swinging and updating and that sort of stuff, it wasn't too difficult. It was just hard at first to kind of know where to implement stuff, whether in the configuration file or the provider, an on update or on enabled and that sort of thing. And so once I kind of got the hang of that, a lot of it cleared up. And APD2, I think I'm going to do a weather app. I did one for APD1, and I, want to make that an Android version of the same app so that they could both be in both stores. So that's it. Thanks so much. Bye.